So, front row looks to be, yep, Riley Cranham and Riley Cranham actually isn't on the front row. However, we've seen in previous performances from our O-Plate champion that he does have a pretty good pace in there as well. And we've had quite a few shares on the Facebook page. Oh, there we go. Lottie Draper, come on, Henry Domain. Yes, one of the three drivers from Limits Racing. Of course, they're not technically a team, but they are a group of a trio of individuals. Of course, or just on my right, I can see George Davison, newly upgraded IAME cadet. So Henry is currently racing in the IAME Bambinos. So engines being switched on, sign being shown by Darren Beavers, championship coordinator and founder. Grid is being cleared, and well, Barry Ashcroft, what are you playing at? 5-second board is being shown. Drivers are primed and ready to get the first of 4 heats, and we go underway into turn number 1 for the very first time. Henry Domain is on the front row. Riley Cranham tries to go round the outside, goes round the outside of Buckley, and Domain and Cranham are battling tooth and nail. It's 3 wide. Max Hall is trying to go up the inside of Ty Buckley, going up the hill. Jacob Ashcroft on the outside. Looks like Fraser Anderson's there as well. Nearly 4 abreast going up the hill. So drivers making it up to the top of the hill very cleanly for the first time of asking. Now, I'm just keeping an eye out there. Fraser Anderson has just contacted with Max Haller going down the hill. Well, going into the approach down the hill, so it puts Haller back a place behind Ashcroft. So I think there was a bit hard charging there from Fraser Anderson. And also up there in the top 10 looks to be Norwich's very own Logan Howes, who's just recovered from a stomach bug. I have to say, get well soon, Rudy Breen, number 15, or Lightning McBreen, as he's now called by Mother Lindsay, who he's feeling a bit better. He managed to do some laps at Larkhall yesterday, so we're looking forward to seeing you guys on Nuts Corner. Meanwhile, the battle for the lead, it is Henry Domain doing a fantastic job keeping O-Plate champion Riley Cranham at bay. But look, it's nearly a 4-way scrap for the lead, and we're not even. Oh, and that was very close there. So it looks like Cranham's taken the lead up the top of the hill. Buckley's down in third. No, Domain's still in the lead. Cranham is trying to psych out Domain going down into the bottom of the hill into the technical section. Buckley in third. Then we've got Fraser Anderson from Scotland in the number 50, hot on their heels as Cranham has got the inside line, and he does take the position from the number 65 of Henry Domain. So now it's Cranham in the lead, the O-Plate champion, as they go down towards the last couple of corners. Very twisty section here, as Jacob Ashcroft looks to be in 5th position. Max Haller, I think, is now in 6th, but look at who's behind him. Logan Howes is doing a great gun. The number 88, Little Wolverine as he's known, is chasing down Haller and Ashcroft as well. He's really got switched on, and he's going up the inside, up the top of the hill. What a great move by Logan Howes, up into 6th. And he's going for Ashcroft. He's taken 2 places up at the top of the hill. Fantastic work from the youngster from Norwich. He's now up into 5th position. Meanwhile, the battle at the front, it's still 4-way between Cranham Domain. Buckley's just set the fastest lap of the race for Anderson in 4th. But where has this come from all of a sudden, as Fraser Anderson's now got the lead of the race? Domain goes up the inside of Cranham. Buckley now into 4th position. And Howes is sternly defending from Ashcroft at the minute, so it's 88 versus 22. Leaders come around the final corner, and it's still Anderson, Domain, Cranham, Buckley. Now we've got Howes sternly trying to keep Ashcroft at bay going up the top of the hill. This is for 5th position, and closing on them, it looks to be Thomas Clark in the number 90. But this is incredible kart control, and also pretty much been very clean. 4 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock. And it looks like Buckley's now up into 2nd position. The youngster from Ireland who I spoke to this morning. Favourite driver? No surprise, Lewis Hamilton. Now he's trying to steal a march on Fraser Anderson, and it looks like he was going for the inside line, had to go to the inside, now onto the round to the final corner. He had the run but couldn't make it stick. Domain's going with him, Cranham as well. Meanwhile, the battle behind, this is allowing this for, now, this is going to be a 5-way scrap because it looks like Ellis pulling Memin is also catching. So Howes is in 5th. Haller, I think, has gone up the inside of Ashcroft. He has, and it looks like Ashcroft again has lost out on another place to Thomas Clark. And right behind them now is Ellis pulling Memin in the number 46, same number as Valentino Rossi, as Haller now finally gets past Logan Howes for 5th position. But I have to say, that was incredible pace and performance up the hill a couple of laps ago from Howes. So if we could get a replay of that, I think that's going to be one of the, as Logan Howes again has got back into 5th. It's changing like a seesaw and a pendulum all at the same time. So Henry Domain now in 2nd position, and if we go to the top of the hill, my goodness, that battle at the top of the hill is still going great guns. As Cranham now takes the lead, Anderson in 2nd, Domain in 3rd, Buckley in 4th. And it's nose to tail between all 4 of them. You can't tell the difference of who's going to get the lead next time around. As Domain goes up the inside of Anderson, and he's hustling that car. You can tell by the steering wheel input, and he was actually very firm but fair to Anderson. So Anderson now drops down into 3rd position. Could be 4th if Buckley gets his way coming out of the final corner, going into turn number 1. As the leaders go up the hill yet again, Cranham still leads. Domain getting his head down. Meanwhile, now this is a really interesting battle as Domain's gone for the lead at the top of the hill, and he's gone for it, he's got it. Anderson's gone with him as well, the number 50 from Scotland. This is incredible pace. They're running at around a 55s, these guys. And because they're battling, they're not concentrating on the lap times. Meanwhile, the battle a little bit further back down the order. Looks like Logan Howes has gone back down into 6th position. So Ashcroft is ahead of him. So Howes now in 6th place ahead of Haller. Now you've got Clark. Now you've got pulling Memin in the mix as well. That's a 5-way scrap I've got to keep my eyes on as well. As Domain is now starting to pull a gap. He's got about 3 kart lengths between himself and Fraser Anderson. And they are dropping both Tig Buckley and Riley Cranham, who are 3rd and 4th respectively. Now the battle from 5th onwards is coming through the final corner. Ashcroft still leading that gaggle ahead of Howes, who's coming under stern opposition from Haller, going up into turn number 1. Up the hill they go. And I'll tell you what, Logan Howes is doing a great job. He's keeping it in a tight defensive line, but he's left the door open, and I don't think it's going to be just Max Haller. I think Thomas Clark is going to try and go through there as well. What happens at the top of the hill, I can't really see, but so, leaders at the moment. Domain now relinquishes it to Fraser Anderson as they come around the final corner. So, 31 seconds on the clock plus an additional lap. I'll catch up with the leaders in a second because this battle behind, yes, Logan Howes is no longer 6th. He is now down in 8th position as a result of the slipstream fest that heads up into turn number 1 and turn number 2. Now let's carry on with the leaders. So it is Domain back in the lead, Anderson from Scotland in 2nd, Buckley from Ireland in 3rd, Cranham from Ormskirk in 4th, who's our current O-Plate champion. Good to hear that one of the Maximum Motorsport crew, Andrea Hercombe. Hello, Andrea. Hope you're keeping well. Yes, of course, I know who you're cheering on, young Finley. Time is now expired, so when they come around, it's going to be last lap board. Now we get the real taste and test of what's going to happen now. Domain leads from Anderson, Buckley and Cranham. Buckley is going for it. He's gone past Anderson. He's slipstreamed right past him. He's trying to do the same to Domain as well. What's going to happen at the top of the hill? The pair are side by side. My goodness me, Buckley, what are you doing? You're going round the outside of the top of the hill, and he takes the lead. What an emphatic move from the Irish youngster. The Irish champion takes the lead from third to first, but Domain is having none of it. It's going to come down to the wire here. First and second starting to pull away. Cranham trying to force a move on Anderson as Buckley is still trying to keep Domain at bay. Domain's got the inside run, but they clash. Anderson takes the lead. My goodness, it was going to come to blows. It came to blows between Buckley and Domain as Anderson is going to come around the final corner. Is it going to be a drag race to the finish? Checkered flag waves. Anderson takes the win ahead of Domain and Buckley. My goodness, what a dramatic end to the race. Meanwhile, a little bit further down the order, 5th place. It looks very convincing here. Western Supermares, Jacob Ashcroft, 22 takes 5th. Thomas Clark takes 6th position. Ahead of Max Horler. Nice work by Logan Howes, I have to say. He's just recovered from a stomach bug and he's back in the thick of the action in the top 10, no less. Well done to the number 88. Ellis Pullen-Memin took 9th ahead of Cole Glover. My goodness me. I thought the National Kart Cup was going to give me a ruined voice. The IAME Bambinos are at it again.